Hey TikTok world, Pete Cossaboon here. I'm going to be reading from my book, The Way of Everyday Mindfulness. It's a book that really goes over the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh. So this is chapter 3. If you do want to perhaps purchase it, you can look at my link in my bio for Amazon. You can find it there. You can also go to my Substack, Thank God I'm Queer, and there's actually a audio version of the entire book. Now that is AI generated, but this is me. So here we go. This chapter is called The Miracle of Mindfulness, and you may hear my egg thing go off in the back, so sorry if you do. But anyway, a miracle hiding in plain sight. The word miracle often conjures images of supernatural events, the parting of seas, walking on water, visions of light in the sky. In the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh, however, miracles are not rare interruptions of natural law. They are the very fabric of life when we are awake enough to see them. He wrote in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindfulness itself is a miracle, a power of presence that calls the scattered mind home. With this simple energy, the broken is restored, the ordinary shines, and the sacred is revealed in daily life. He explained this miracle through a striking image. Imagine someone whose body has been torn apart. A magician appears, calls out, and the body pieces fly back together into wholeness. Mindfulness is like that, he said. It is the miracle which can call back in a flash our dispersed mind and restore it to wholeness so that we can live each moment of life. When we are lost in distraction, worry, or regret, we are fragmented. But the moment we bring awareness to our breath, our step, or our action, we return to ourselves. That return is the miracle. This reframing of miracle from the extraordinary to the ordinary is deeply liberating. It tells us that we need not wait for heavenly visions to taste the sacred. Each minute, each second of life is a miracle. To be alive, breathing, taking steps on this planet is itself a wonder. To be present in the here and now, breathing is a miracle, he reminded us. Miracle 1, your own presence. The first miracle of mindfulness, Thich Nhat Hanh taught, is your own presence. In a culture of endless distraction, we often live like ghosts. They're in body but absent in spirit. Our loved ones notice it. We notice it too when we realize we have spent hours with no memory of what we did. To be present is to bring yourself fully into life again, and that alone changes everything. When the energy of mindfulness dwells in us, true life, solidity, freedom, and healing manifest. Suddenly we taste food instead of gulping it down. We hear the voice of a friend instead of nodding absently. We notice the colors of the sky, the laughter of children, the stillness between sounds. Life opens itself because we are finally here to receive it. In his book, Peace is Every Step, Tay reminded us that without presence, there is no life. He wrote that life is only available in the present moment, and if you are distracted, if your mind is not with your body, you miss your appointment with life. When you breathe and come back, you rediscover that you are alive, and that is already a kind of awakening. Miracle 2, the presence of the other. The second miracle of mindfulness is recognizing the presence of the other. This other may be a loved one, a tree, a bird's song, or even the beating of your own heart. To be mindful is to look deeply and see the sacredness shining in what surrounds us. Thich Nhat Hanh explained that this presence is nothing less than the kingdom of God, or in Buddhist language, the pure land. When we are truly present, the kingdom of God is present too. A sunset becomes holy. The face of a child becomes a revelation. The sound of rain becomes a hymn. He often spoke of the miracle of walking on earth. The real miracle, he insisted, is not walking on water or thin air, but walking on earth. Each mindful step reveals the wondrous reality of life. Every day we are engaged in miracles that we do not recognize. The blue sky, white clouds, green leaves, and the curious eyes of a child. All of these are miracles if we awaken to them. Miracle 3, transformation through mindfulness. The third miracle of mindfulness is transformation. Presence is not only about noticing beauty, it is also about embracing suffering. When we are mindful, we can touch refreshing and healing elements around us and within us, and we can also embrace our negative emotions to pacify them. This is not denial. It is not about pretending anger, grief, or fear do not exist. Instead, mindfulness is like a compassionate friend who sits with us in pain. When we breathe with awareness, we generate the stability needed to hold suffering gently. Over time, this embrace calms the storm. Thich Nhat Hanh often reminded his students that enlightenment is not separate from washing dishes or growing lettuce. The real miracle is to find awakening in ordinary acts, where joy and healing are always available. In his words, the real miracle is not to walk either on water or in thin air, but to walk on the earth. The dishes and the poem. Perhaps the most beloved teaching on the miracle of mindfulness is his reflection on washing the dishes. Many of us hurry through chores, seeing them only as obstacles to what comes after. We rush through washing so we can sit down with dessert, but they insisted that if we cannot wash dishes joyfully, we will not enjoy dessert joyfully either. He wrote that washing the dishes is like bathing a baby Buddha. The profane is the sacred. Everyday mind is Buddha's mind. He described how once we are standing in the sink with sleeves rolled up and hands in warm water does not pleasant at all. If we are fully present, it can be deeply satisfying. The dishes themselves and the act of washing them are both miracles. He even placed washing dishes on the same level as writing poetry. Each bowl I wash, each poem I compose, each time I invite a bell to sound is a miracle, and each one has exactly the same value. Washing dishes is not a means to an end, it is an end to itself, a chance to live fully in each moment. This teaching breaks the false boundary between sacred and mundane. With mindfulness, there is no such division. Sweeping the floor, watering vegetables, or brushing teeth become holy if awareness is there. Each thought and each action in the sunlight of awareness becomes sacred. Everyday mindfulness in action. Thich Nhat Hanh gave countless examples of how mindfulness turns daily acts into miracles. Drinking tea is no longer a habit, but a ceremony of presence. Holding a cup with two hands, breathing gently, and dwelling in the here and now transforms a simple drink into communion with the whole universe. Walking mindfully becomes a way of kissing the earth with our feet. Eating an orange becomes an encounter with sunlight, rain, and the entire cosmos. He encouraged his community to use short gathas or verses for ordinary actions, turning on a light, pouring water, brushing teeth. These verses remind us that water itself is miraculous, that light is a gift, that even the most basic routines hold treasures when we are awake. In The Miracle of Mindfulness, he wrote that enlightenment is not a distant dream. It is available in every act when performed with awareness. Cooking for the community, driving a car, writing a poem, or putting on clothes, each becomes a path to awakening. Mindfulness is transformation. What makes mindfulness miraculous is not just its ability to make life beautiful, but also its power to heal and transform. When we are mindful, we plant seeds of joy, peace, love, and understanding. These seeds grow and gradually transform the landscape of our consciousness. At the same time, mindfulness allows us to embrace seeds of anger, jealousy, or fear, preventing them from overwhelming us. In this way, mindfulness is both gentle and powerful. It is like sunlight nourishing flowers, and like a mother holding her child. It touches everything within us, both positive and negative, and brings balance. This is why Thich Nhat Hanh said, mindfulness is the miracle by which we master and restore ourselves. To practice mindfulness is to experience a constant process of renewal, of being reborn into each moment fully alive. The poetics of presence. Mindfulness in Thay's vision is not only a practice but also a poetry. He often used lyrical language to describe it. Life bursting forth with miracles, a leaf, a caterpillar, raindrops, laughter. When seen with mindful eyes, everything shines. Each human being is a multiplicity of miracles. This poetic sensibility is not decoration. It is a way of training perception. When we practice mindfulness, the world becomes radiant again, like the first morning of creation. Our vision shifts from gray monotony to colorful wonder. This shift is itself the miracle. Living the miracle. The miracle of mindfulness is not reserved for monks in monasteries. It is available to anyone who chooses to wake up. It asks nothing more than to be present for life as it is. Each breath, each step, each dish, each smile becomes a gate to the sacred. Thich Nhat Hanh once wrote, "Every day we are engaged in a miracle that we don't even recognize. The blue sky, the white clouds, the green leaves, and the curious eyes of a child. All is a miracle." They call us to stop waiting for extraordinary signs and to open our eyes to the ordinary ones which are extraordinary enough. When we wash dishes, we are not merely cleaning. We are touching water, earth, fire, and air. We are living fully. When we walk, we are not merely moving. We are kissing the earth. When we breathe, we are not merely surviving. We are touching the miracle of being alive. This is the teaching of mindfulness, to restore ourselves, to heal, to awaken, and to live the miracle that is already here. All right, so that was that chapter right there. Again, if you are interested in buying the book, my book, The Way of Everyday Mindfulness, the link is in my bio, my Amazon link. Or if you would like to listen to more, the audio version in AI is available on my Substack, Thank God I'm Queer, or on my Facebook page, YouTube page. I've just changed it, so it's In the Mind of Pete, I think is what I called it. So anyway, sorry I can't remember the name of my own Facebook or own YouTube page. But anyway, it's there. My plan is to continue and eventually read the whole thing here on TikTok, chapter by chapter. I hope that has meant something to you. I know it brings me to mindfulness, it brings me to peace, and that's what I'm hoping for all of